All right. Well, we had a good win on Saturday. I thought our team played really well on Saturday. I thought maybe for the first time all year we really put everything together, and we were really good defensively. We held a San Diego State team that previous game out. I think they scored 80, and we're a high-scoring team and the best three-point shooting team in the conference statistically, and they went 0 of 14 and then 2 of 17 for the game. So I thought defensively to us to hold an opponent under 4. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but that halftime score is 28-14. Usually we have the 14, okay? and they had the 14 this time. So I thought we were really good defensively, and they made us play a little different because they played some zone. They went play us man. They came out man a little bit. And I thought we were, in the second half, attacked pretty well. And in any basketball game, teams come back, and they cut it to 4. And sometimes you got to be a little lucky. When they cut it to 4, we made a basket by Keaton Van Solen on the left wing, which was a really big basket because it went from 4 to 6, and then we expanded the lead. But he got the ball because we dribbled it off our foot. And the ball went off A.J. Walker's foot and bounced right in his hands. And he caught it, took one dribble, and made a 15-footer. But they never got closer to 4, and we took it back up to 16. And I thought that showed a lot of grit and hustle. And we were the first guys to the floor. We took charges. We rebounded. We had 2 guys with a double-double, which was really big for us, and Lavelle and Ryan. They were really good on the offensive glass. We made some perimeter shots, and we had A.J. Walker, a freshman guard, that scored 19, I believe it was. And he hasn't scored that since the Missouri State game, which seemed like 8 years ago. And but it was a well-rounded game for us. We had our least amount of errors as we chart things. So defensively we were pretty good, and then offensively we made plays and we looked for each other, and it was a good game. And I think that's something we're capable of doing. Now it's continuing the consistency and making sure we're working in the same way, and we're keep working. Excuse me, to get better. We got a UNLV team coming in who's 3-0, first place in the league right now, and playing extremely well. They have one of the better freshmen in the league, 6'8", post player, plays on the wing a little bit, pretty good. So we're looking forward to it. Practice today, practice tomorrow, and then a late game on Wednesday, a 9 o'clock game. So we all have to take naps in the afternoon. Everyone take a nap and get some rest, and then we'll be back for that game, ESPNU game. So it's a good game for our program to be on TV. The start time would rather play at 6 a.m. I think UNLV would rather play at 9 p.m. So but we're looking forward to it.
Is it too overly dramatic to say that was a season-altering win?
We needed that. We needed that. Where we were, played well against New Mexico, lost by 7. Played well for 30 minutes against Utah State. We lost their perimeter shooters a few times, and they beat us. Didn't play well against CSU. We just didn't. And it was matchups. Last night I DVR'd all games. I watched Michigan play Northwestern, and Northwestern got beat by Michigan by 20. And they left 2 guys open. Northwestern did for Michigan, Simpson the guard and the big kid, because they couldn't guard everybody. And those guys both had career highs. And they asked the head coach of Northwestern afterwards, he goes, we go with percentages. They weren't making shots, so we're going to guard other people and do things. We kind of did that against CSU. And a couple guys had career highs against us. And then we didn't have the hustle and the urgency and the aggressiveness on the defensive end. It snowballed. So we didn't play well. So, yes, Saturday was a big game for us. Who we are, how do we bounce back, how do we compete? And I thought we were at a high level on Saturday. I thought it was pretty good.
I heard you tell Jim on the broadcast that you weren't really worried about bounce back. I think you said something to the effect of the next text message is coming in a few minutes. Like, is it just the way that your guys are wired that they let they're able to bounce back, or is it a conscious thing that they're like, okay, we don't want to let that happen again?
I think a little bit of both, but I think today's younger people, 18 to 22, they forget things within 5 minutes. It's the next Snapchat or Facebook or text or whatever it may be, right? I mean, something's going on. But I think our team was disappointed in their play, especially after reviewing film at the Colorado State game, because we just didn't. 2 games this year we haven't really played well. Colorado at home, we were kind of in sand. I think we were still in Bimini. I mean, we were just slow. And the Colorado State game was the same. So other than that, we've had moments. So I think they wanted to show they were a better team. I think San Diego State is always, they've been one of the best teams in the league for years. And I think coming in here, we're 3-3 with them the last 6 games, and I think our guys wanted. And they had an NBA prospect who's tried out for 11 NBA teams and has done things, and I think our guys want to say, hey, we're not too bad either. So I was proud of them and their effort and their bounce back.
So are you getting to that mentality where you think,
Is again,
or
they're
do the losses stick with you a little bit more?
no, they stick with you all the time, all the time, all the time. You don't, yeah, they stick with you.
Coach, you mentioned, how you guys played against San Diego State.
Mhm.
You're trying to find that consistency. How do you maybe bottle that performance up and use it again?
I think it starts with our perimeter play. I thought we had better perimeter play on Saturday. I think we've been pretty consistent with Lavelle and Ryan throughout the season, although Ryan's been in and out with some injuries. Lavelle early as well, but their numbers have been pretty solid. I think our perimeter play with some youth and some whatever it may be, and just poor play maybe sometimes. I think we got to get more consistency there. When we get that third or even fourth double-digit score, we've won games. Those are the games we won. When we haven't won, we've had 1 or 2 double-digit scores. Not that everything's based on offense, but I do know you have to have 1 point more than them when the horn blows to win. And so I think when our perimeter play has been better, and it was on Saturday, and they were really good defense. Like Sid Tomes did not score, but he had 6 rebounds and was really good defensively. When our perimeter play has been better, we've been a pretty good team.
As a freshman, are you happy or surprised at how well AJ's playing right now?
He was a good player for us at our prep school last year. First of all, he's a great young man. Doesn't swear, not that I swear, but he's just a really good kid from a great family. And he was good last year at the prep school, and we've seen that. I think it's different for him because it is Mountain West playing Division I basketball, but he's had moments. But, as we move forward, I think you're going to see him grow. I think you'll see some nights where he'll have games like he did on Saturday, and you'll see some ugly nights too because of scouting report and maybe a bigger perimeter player on him. But I think as he moves forward, he could be a pretty good player for this program.
So, Coach, I don't know if you...
Is your son here?
No, I didn't bring him today. So
Gosh
that's why
darn
my seat game's here.
Okay. Tell him I said hello.
I do need him.
You do. No.
I don't know if you look at analytics at all, but
Yeah.
any proof that when Lavelle and Ryan get a double-double that your chances of...
Yeah. Yeah. And they are, and they were good defensively as well, and they were good on the glass. A couple of the offensive rebounds they got, they kicked out. We made threes, and that was good to see. And free throw situation, we got San Diego State. When I got into this league, they were so much bigger and stronger, but they always ran. And we have some free throw plays we use, and we stole from them 10, 11 years ago, whatever. And they always would get 2 or 4 points on the free throw line because they pushed you, they knocked you down, whatever. And we did that Saturday. We got a couple opportunities at the free throw line, just being more aggressive, and that was good to see. But Lavelle and Ryan, they're juniors, and they've played a little bit, and they feed off each other pretty well. And now it's getting those other players to fill in with them. But, yeah, when they're good, their numbers are good, then we're better, for sure.
How proud you are of Ryan? Freshman
Yeah.
year, he was not on the team for a while.
No, and Ryan, he was good at the prep school and then came up here. And Ryan's just, I get it. I say it's just fun to be around them. But Ryan just, when he gets into a room, he's there, and he's just been raised the right way. His mom and grandma have done a great job. And his freshman year here, he wanted to be the socialite, and we needed to be in the study hall. And so we had to correct some things there and get him on track, and he did that. And then he's come along and he's worked. He's changed his body. He's worked. He's gotten better on the perimeter to shoot it and bounce it. And he's a talented player, and he can do some things. And he'll only get better. And it's really proud of his growth and where he's come from.
The 9 o'clock start, do you adjust anything?
Yeah, we're going to, because we usually do things in the afternoon right when they get out of class. We'll get out of class around, 11:40-ish. We're going to let them take a nap because, they're up from 6. And Todd Fletcher said this to me years ago, and Todd was always thinking about something. Sometimes you tell Todd, all right, enough. But he brought up a question. He goes, Coach, we are better when we play at 12 and 2. He goes, because our bodies are up at 6. He goes, traditional schools, sometimes guys don't have a class that day or that morning, and they'll sleep till noon. He goes, by the time we get to 7 o'clock at night, 5 or 7, we're thinking about studying a little bit and then putting it to bed. And he brought up a good point there, just because of our schedules around here. And now with Wednesday being at 9, so we probably need to get them a nap. So after class, let them get off their feet and take a nap a little bit. Then we won't get them back down here till about 4. We'll walk through and have a pregame meal, and they'll be ready to play at 9. But if you would ask me, I'd rather play it at 2 than 9. But it'll be fun.
And finally, are you making your players more accountable this year than maybe in years past?
I think they're doing that to themselves. I think they're holding each other accountable a little bit more, and I think they coach each other a little bit more. And we always say this as coaches, and as parents too, sometimes you can scold your daughter or son or say something, but if a teammate or a fellow student or something says something they do wrong, sometimes they hear that more, and they listen a little bit more. So I think our players have done a good job. We only have one senior, and Purvis, and he was sick pretty much the week. And he and Lavelle are captains, but I think they have done a good job of policing each other and holding each other accountable.
What prompted the decision to start playing AJ Moore again? 'Cause he got
You-
down to like 12 minutes at New Mexico.
Yeah. He's really quick with the basketball. And he's been a traditional point guard where we've moved other players. Like Sid in high school was a 2, and LaShawn's been hurt. LaShawn got healthy, then stepped on a ball and turned another ankle. So, and we've had some other guys in and out. So he's really our true point. And sometimes you just got to make a decision. Okay, that's our guy. We got to go with him. And will he make some mistakes? Yeah. Will he do the right things? He's trying, but they may not always be the right things. But I think we're going to grow with him and go with him. And he can get by people and score, and he sees people. Like we had a bad offensive possession on Saturday. It was 16-11, I think it was, and nobody was in the right spot, and we weren't we were just out of sync. We have some of those a few times, not always, but a few. And he drove past his defender and made a blind pass to Ryan Swan for a layup at the shot clock. That's just instinctive. That's nothing I've taught him. I mean, that's just him knowing how to play, knowing the clock, and getting by and seeing it. So that's good. So we're gonna grow and go with him.
The game at Pacific he had.
Yeah.
Right after the Missouri State game.
Right.
How detrimental in the short term was that, but how might that help him? In the long term?
Well, it definitely helped him grow. Because Pacific had him on the scouting report. He had 20 points the game before, and they came out and they kind of smacked him right away. Turned it over a little bit, didn't have a great game, but the guys picked him up in the locker room. But I think he learns from now. He knows I got to prep a little bit more. I've got to read into scouting reports a little bit more. I've got to watch more study, not more on the floor, but film and how am I going to be guarded? If I am being guarded this way, what can I do to attack, and how can I get people involved? It's like quarterback sitting in the quarterback room, just reviewing all those things.
And have you ever had a freshman play big minutes at point?
I think-
Hawkins was backup.
Yeah, he was backup. Then Todd Fletcher, back when he was here, Todd was a good one. I think he did play quite a bit. So I would say Todd, but yeah, it's different because academy is a lot to swallow when you come in as a freshman. Even if you're a preppy, there's a lot to do. But he's really a good student, high academic guy, and again, he's just a quiet kid, and he loves to play basketball, and he loves Chick-fil-A. His dad owns a Chick-fil-A in San Antonio, so he's got one of these coupons. He's not giving it to me yet, where he can just go and get food. So I keep asking, when do I get my Chick-fil-A coupon?
So
Back
that's
to
why
the-
it started.
If I,
Is there more one-on-one work with him?
yeah, I've spent I'm going to meet him at 2:00 here, and I got 26 clips to show him, and not all good, but some. Okay, what were you thinking here? Here's what I see. What did you see? And usually he's on, but if he sees something different, okay. But I don't think that's what we need. Here's what we're seeing. So we do. We watch a lot of film together. We did it last week, the week before, and just kind of sitting with him and ask him what does he see at that moment, and is it the same and on point as what we do? And if not, then let's get it so we're both on the same page.
Is that something you do with anybody else? Were you
Yeah.
doing that with Keaton last year as a freshman?
A little bit, but Keaton just says yeah all the time. Lavelle, watching film with Lavelle again, and watch it with him. I've done a lot with him. Some guys like it that way better. Some like to view it because we'll watch it with the team at 3, and we'll go through clips and all that. It depends on the person and their personality and their teaching with them. What's the best teaching method? Because they're not all the same. Just like your kids, some kids, you have a couple kids at home, and one you can talk to this way and they do it, and the other one you can talk that way and they never heard you, right? So you got to figure. Wives are like that too. Not that I got more than one wife, but sometimes you ask them some things, and it's like you're talking like through the wall, right? Don't put that on. I didn't say that. She probably does.
Yeah, that you mentioned the attention span.
Yeah.
Helps you bounce back. Does it go the other way though? You guys haven't won back to back
I know.
since last February.
Yeah.
Like, is there something that's kept you from carrying stuff over?
No turnovers and missed shots. But a good team coming in, UNLV, big and athletic and all that. But we've had some really good games against them. We've had overtime games the last couple of years. We've beaten them some games here. No, I don't think there's been one thing. Just maybe of inconsistent play. Let's say that.
And not just as a team, it's been an individual thing too. 'Cause
Yeah.
you had that game from Keaton last week. And,
Right. 16
AJ.
points, and then and again, scouting reports. People take some things away or take a player out of things, and with AJ in there and Sid, then I moved Keaton a little bit. So Keaton's been really good though. He adjusts to a lot of things. He's played a 5-man, he's played a point guard, and he's helped us in that area. So, but yeah, we've got to get more consistent now to continue to grow and not go back but go up. And then we get Nevada on Saturday. They're not bad, I heard.
Yeah. And you mentioned Fisher DeBerry sent you a text.
Yeah.
Has anybody else reached out like
Yeah.
that?
Well, like Frank and our coaches here and former coaches I've worked for, and it's funny because you get to reach out from neighbors and people that never played and people that do other things and tell you should do this different and that different. And we were talking about today. I mean, going back, I don't want to harp on this, but growing up in Pittsburgh in the 70s, and above a bar, Chuck Noll. I mean, he was the best coach the Steelers had. He won 4 Super Bowls. And it's Monday morning at 7 o'clock. My dad would open the bar up, and the night turn guys would come in from the blast furnace and shot and a beer. 40 cents for a draft, 60 for a shot. For $1, you can get for $10, you can get pretty good now. Okay, but they would come in. The Steelers would lose, and they're killing Chuck Noll. Let's fire him. Let's get rid of him. Terry Bradshaw, I won 4 Super Bowls. He can't play. Let's get rid of him. And I'd sit and hear them from 7 to about 7:45. Then I'd walk to school. I'd come back at lunch, and some of those guys were still there. But I'd say to my dad that night, what are they doing? He goes, they just, they got their opinions, and so you hear that from different people. But our coaches around here and our administrators are great. Our AD now, Colonel Block, sent a text after the CSU game, and fellow coaches. Coach Kaz hit me up the other day. So I love our department. I love our people here. I think we're all supportive of each other. We all want each other to win. We know our challenges, but we're all supportive. So it's good.
And anything else about the way UNLV plays? I mean, how different are they now?
They're pressing, they're trapping, they're long, they're athletic. They've got 4 players or 5 on their team. I can't pronounce their names. They got some foreign kids. I don't know how you say their name, so I just know their numbers. But I think they're playing really well. They struggled over Christmas, lost in Hawaii, and they got to 6-6 and got beat by a Bucknell team that beat it pretty good. And ever since then, they've been really good. And they're flying in here tomorrow early. They're going to shoot at 1 o'clock. And we don't play Wednesday till 9, but they're going to be here Tuesday all day and Wednesday. And so they've had a week to prepare. So they could change a few things and maybe how they want to guard us. They've done that in the past on a 3-day or 2-day prep. So it'll be interesting, and we'll prep for both ways and see how they do it. But looking forward for a fun game, and I think we'll play well.
How are they on the perimeter?
Shoot the ball okay. They're really good of getting the second and third shots. They're really a good rebounding team, one of the best. And they're really good at turning you over, which we're really good at that. We don't turn it over much.
Do they get the turnovers in the press, though?
Press, half court. Sometimes we just give it to them, Sometimes you haven't had the ball in a while, we'll give it to you. No. We were good to go on Saturday when we had how many turnovers? 10. Yeah, my wife said that. Wow, only 10 turnovers. Yeah.